help you stay safe in this extreme heat. Before they do that, I want to share an important operational update regarding this year's events. Because of the extreme heat forecast, the Esplanade gates will open to the public at 4 p.m. It was previously scheduled for 12 p.m., but now will be opening at 4 p.m. This adjusted opening time will not affect the concert's 7 p.m. start or the evening's fireworks, but it will reduce the amount of time people are exposed to the dangerous heat. This joint decision reflects the extraordinary collaboration that has defined an unprecedented event season in Massachusetts. Since April, the team behind me has supported the Boston Marathon, America 250th celebrations across the Commonwealth, 6 FIFA World Cup matches, and 16 days of FanFest. And in the coming days, they will support the Boston Pops Fireworks Spectacular and Sail Boston. I want to thank the women and men of each of these agencies for their professionalism, partnership, and unwavering commitment to keeping residents and visitors safe throughout this remarkable summer. As we celebrate America's 250th birthday, this year gives us an opportunity to reflect on the moments that bring us together as a Commonwealth and as a nation. The Boston Pops Fireworks Spectacular endures because it belongs to all of us. It began with Arthur Fiedler's vision, has been sustained by David Bugard's remarkable generosity, and lives on through the families, friends, neighbors, and visitors who gather each year to celebrate our nation's birthday together. It is our privilege to advance that legacy and ensure that everyone can celebrate America's 250th birthday safely. And with that, I'll turn it over to Massachusetts State Police Colonel Jeffrey Noble.
Thank you, Secretary. Good morning. The 4th of July Fireworks Spectacular is one of the Commonwealth's most iconic events. People come from all over the world to celebrate the 4th here in our backyard and here on the Esplanade. This year, with so many traveling to Massachusetts to celebrate America's 250th, along with the World Cup and the tall ships,
Ladies and gentlemen, Carl.
The men and women of the Massachusetts State Police have been working tirelessly to ensure the safety of all of these world-class events. Multi-layered security plans have been worked on and examined throughout the year to make certain that individuals and families choosing to celebrate the 4th along the Esplanade can do so with the utmost confidence that they'll be entering a safe and secure venue to celebrate such a major milestone in our country's history. That plan includes many uniformed troopers, along with our local and federal partners, who will be deployed throughout the area to help at checkpoints, on the river, on the bridges, and in the crosswalks. They are all prepared to render any assistance needed in an emergency. There will also be many resources that you will not see, working behind the scenes on tactical and intelligence operations to investigate and deploy the necessary assets in any scenario. I want to be clear. The Massachusetts State Police are prepared and poised to ensure the safety of this operation. Anyone coming here on Saturday will be met with a law enforcement presence that is honored to serve the Commonwealth with professionalism and engage with those who travel long distances to celebrate on the banks of the Charles. But we need your help. Law enforcement's best tool is an engaged and alert public. So if you see anything that is out of the ordinary, suspicious, or cause for concern, please report it to an on-site law enforcement officer immediately or call 911. Your information can help keep all of us safe. There's a few other things you can do to help make this a successful event. First, be kind, be courteous, and be patient to one another to make it a great day for all. Have patience. There will be large crowds. We know this. We will work to get everyone through the checkpoints, but remember that our goal is to keep the event safe and free of prohibited items. Use public transportation. There are a number of road closures that will make driving very challenging. Do not bring any weapons, alcohol, backpacks, coolers on wheels, cans, or glass containers to the Esplanade. Finally, this event is a no-drone zone. Any drones in the restricted airspace will be at risk of being confiscated, and owners could also face fines and potential charges. A full list of prohibited items as well as road closures are available on the Boston Pops website. Our team will also share information on social media, so I encourage you all to follow us at Massachusetts State Police for that information. It is an enormous operational undertaking to keep this event secure, but our troopers know how much this day means to the Commonwealth, and this event is one steeped in the history and traditions of the great city of Boston. The men and women of the Massachusetts State Police are honored to stand watch, and I want to thank all of the law enforcement members who will be doing so with us on the 4th. We are all committed to one goal, and that is ensuring a safe event for all who attend. Thank you, and at this time I'd like to introduce the Special Agent in charge of FBI Boston, Mr. Ted Dox. Sir?
No, thank you, Colonel, and good morning, everyone. My name is Ted Dox. I'm the Special Agent in charge of FBI Boston. This Independence Day will be unlike any other. Our nation will mark America's 250th birthday, a milestone that will bring millions of people together across the country and here in our Commonwealth to celebrate our history, our freedoms, and the values that define us. Unfortunately, history has shown that symbolic and historical occasions like this one will also attract individuals or groups seeking to spread fear, inflict harm, and undermine our sense of security. Right now, the FBI is not tracking any specific or credible threats to the Boston Pops Fireworks Spectacular or any other events in our region, but we must approach celebrations of this magnitude with a heightened vigilance. We simply cannot afford to be complacent. What keeps me up at night, to be completely candid, is what we don't know. And this year brings an added level of complexity. This team here today is managing multiple large-scale security operations, including the World Cup, which requires constant coordination, intelligence sharing, and a unifying effort so we can shift and surge resources to wherever they're needed. Like past years, the FBI's Joint Terrorism Task Force and our crisis response teams will be deployed in and around the Esplanade to support our partners. We've also set up a command post where our analysts will run down every lead and threat information we receive. But all of you are our greatest asset in keeping our communities safe. If you see suspicious activity, trust your instincts and report it to us. You are not expected to investigate. That is our job. We want to make sure any concerns you have reaches us so we can assess them and take the action if needed. After all, 250 years ago, our founding fathers risked everything to establish this nation, founded on liberty and the rule of law. They understood that it required vigilance, sacrifice, and a commitment to protecting one another. So today we're asking you to honor their legacy by working with us to safeguard the freedoms they fought so hard to secure. Our message is simple. Enjoy the celebrations, follow the rules our partners have laid out, leave your drones at home, because if you don't, we will seize them. Remain aware of your surroundings, and if you see suspicious activity, report it to the FBI or any of the law enforcement agencies represented here today. By working together, we can help ensure America's 250th is remembered not only for its historic significance, but for the unity and resilience that have defined us for the last 2.5 centuries. My sincere thanks to the entire team standing here today, and to the countless public servants across the region who will be standing watch throughout the holiday so everyone else can safely enjoy the fireworks and this weekend's festivities. I wish everyone a safe and happy Independence Day. Now I'll turn it over to Massachusetts Department of Public Health Commissioner Robbie Goldstein.
Good morning, everyone. As you heard, I'm Robbie Goldstein. I'm Commissioner of the Massachusetts Department of Public Health. I'm going to keep this brief because it's hot and it's only going to get hotter. The most important public health message today is quite simple. Be safe, drink water, find shade. As the state prepares to celebrate the 4th of July and the 250th anniversary of our nation's independence, we are also preparing for real and dangerous heat. The forecast shows temperatures around 90 degrees by 10 a.m. tomorrow with a real feel close to 100 degrees and an extreme heat warning in effect. Extreme heat is not just uncomfortable. It's a serious public health risk, and it can become dangerous quickly. In this state, we're very good at taking snow seriously. Right? We know how to shovel, we know how to stock up, and we all know what it means when there's a kitchen chair in a freshly cleared parking spot. We need to take heat just as seriously. Heat can affect anyone, but some people are at greater risk. Young children, older adults, pregnant people, people with medical conditions or disabilities, outdoor workers, and people without access to air conditioning. So my advice is simple. Plan ahead, take breaks, and hydrate. If you're coming to the Esplanade or if you're attending a celebration this week, bring water and drink it throughout the day. Do not wait until you feel thirsty. Here in Massachusetts, we have the safest water in the nation. Our tap water is great. It's cold, it's free, it's available. So drink it, and then drink some more of it. And I cannot stress this enough. Drink water, not beer, not soda, not margaritas. They don't count for hydration, and in fact, they may contribute to dehydration. You should wear lightweight, loose-fitting clothing, use sunscreen with an SPF 30 or higher, reapply it. Seek shade when you can, take cooling breaks when you feel overheated. Check on the people around you, especially children, older relatives, neighbors, and anyone who may need extra help. Know the warning signs of heat-related illness: dizziness, headache, nausea, weakness, heavy sweating, confusion, or fainting. If you see someone who's confused or who passes out or has a very high body temperature, that's an emergency. You should dial 911 immediately. And for anyone who needs to find help to find a cooling center or an air-conditioned shelter, call 211. You can also visit mass.gov/extreme heat for guidance on staying safe during the extreme heat. The 4th should be joyful and it should be memorable. And with this heat, it also has to be planned for carefully. So please, drink water, find shade, use sunscreen, check on one another, and take the forecast seriously. I want to thank our partners across public safety, emergency management, DCR, Boston EMS, local health departments, transportation, and event operations for all of the planning that goes into keeping people safe and healthy. We want everyone to celebrate proudly this weekend and to go home safe and healthy. Thank you all, and I'm going to pass it on to DCR Commissioner LaChapelle.
It's great to be here on the Charles River Esplanade as we get ready for our historical 4th of July celebration this Saturday. The 4th of July is DCR's biggest day of the year. Quite frankly, it's like our World Cup. Every year, this celebration brings together family and friends from across Massachusetts and beyond to celebrate our nation's independence. And of course, this year is especially meaningful as we commemorate the 250th anniversary of the American Revolution. The Esplanade is one of our state's most treasured natural resources, and DCR is very proud to take care of it. As we welcome hundreds of thousands of people here this weekend, we're asking everyone to help us protect it. Please use trash and recycling bins and help leave the Esplanade as beautiful as you found it. Our public lands belong to all of us, and we all have a role in caring for them. This event is a major undertaking for DCR staff and all of the agencies that we're working with to make this celebration so successful and safe. It requires months of planning to ensure everything runs properly. DCR staff are working around the clock with our public safety partners and the Boston Pops to make sure the 4th of July celebration is safe and welcoming for everyone. Our teams prepare the Esplanade from the ground up, from landscaping and site preparation, fencing, lighting, road closures, and event logistics, including the safe passage of the fireworks barge through the Charles River Dam. And at the end of our celebration, where staff start so early in the morning and they're going to work long after the fireworks end, we will make sure the Esplanade is clean and ready for visitors the next day. And on top of that, all of the teams are working through this week's extreme heat, which is expected to continue through the holiday weekend. Whether you are working the event or joining us to celebrate, we encourage everyone to stay safe, stay hydrated, and look out for one another. We urge everyone to use our water bottle filling stations, and separately, cooling stations will be available. I want to thank all of the DCR staff and our partners for the work you've put in for making this celebration possible. You make an incredibly complex event look effortless, like Keith Lockhart when conducting the Pops. And speaking of the Pops, it's my pleasure to introduce Jan Devereaux, Senior Director of Public Relations and Communications for the BSO.
Thank you so much, Commissioner. And on behalf of the Boston Symphony Orchestra and the Boston Pops, I'd like to begin by thanking all of our dedicated partners from the Commonwealth, especially the Healy Driscoll administration, the DCR, and of course the state police and all the other public safety officials here today. Each and every year for more than half a century, the success of the Boston Pops Fireworks Spectacular has relied on an effective public-private partnership. And we are so very grateful to all of the public safety officials who are working so hard that this year's event remains safe and enjoyable for everyone despite the heat. And this year, as we celebrate America's 250th, that partnership is exemplified by the extraordinary leadership and vision of the MA 250 Committee. It's led by Bob Rivers, who is the executive chair of Eastern Bank, which is one of our lead sponsors. And I would be remiss if I didn't also mention all of the other wonderful, generous funding we've received from sponsors, including from the Commonwealth, Takeda Pharmaceuticals, Sanofi, Vertex Pharmaceuticals, and Duncan, and many others. The BSO is very, very proud to again produce and present a free July 4th celebration that will be one for the record books, including the heat, apparently. Many people remember the bicentennial concert with the great Arthur Fiedler 50 years ago. It was on national television. Fiedler made celebrating July 4th with the Pops at the Hat Shell a beloved tradition that many families still carry with them even long after they leave Boston. This year, our program is designed to showcase Massachusetts' leadership in shaping our nation's founding and its future of innovation. And we are so excited that people all across the state and the nation will be celebrating with us. With that in mind, I'd like to highlight a few important aspects of this year's program. First, the show starts at 7 p.m. That is an hour earlier than last year, and it ends at 9:30. And you've just heard that the Oval's opening is delayed until 4 p.m. That's super important. Please follow the advice you've just heard. WHDH Channel 7 will broadcast the entire show locally. The entire event also will be streamed on the CNN app and on CNN.com. And the coverage runs 7 to 9:30. In addition, CNN's broadcast network will carry portions of the event as part of their July 4th National Highlights show. So I think you probably know about the amazing talent that we've recruited for this show, starting with our host actress Jane Lynch, who is our MC. She'll be introducing Keith Lockhart and the Pops, and special guests Lainey Wilson, Chance the Rapper, Trombone Shorty, and Megan Hilty. We have country, hip-hop, jazz, funk, and Broadway. This year's stars present the full range of American music. And we also have assembled a very deep bench of local talent, including the Boston Children's Chorus, our very own Tanglewood Festival Chorus, the Boston Crusaders Drum and Bugle Corps, Middlesex County Fifes and Drums, and U.S. Constitution Color Guard. And we also have a young pianist named Palin Sue Yavuz, who's a recent graduate of the Boston Arts Academy, who will perform on a couple of numbers. So in addition to the patriotic favorites, the Pops will perform 2 world premiere commissions. These have never been heard before. One is called Song of Massachusetts. It was composed by the BSO composer chair, Carlos Simon, to a poem written by Reggie Gibson, who is the Mass Poet Laureate. And then there is Spirit of America by James Stevenson, who studied at the New England Conservatory. So both of those also have local ties. And for the first time, we will have a drone show that starts at about 9 p.m. and it's revolutionary themed, and it's going to be really extraordinary. The fireworks begin at 9:15, and all of this detail, along with the FAQs about do's and don'ts, parking, all of that is available on our website, bso.org/Boston July 4. And you can follow us on social media at the Boston Pops. So again, we are deeply honored to present the Commonwealth's signature July 4th celebration this year, in the year that America turns 250. And we are bringing people together across the state and the nation to celebrate Massachusetts, America, and the joy and power of music. Thank you so much to all our partners, and it's now my honor to introduce Chief Green of the MBTA Transit Police.
Good morning. On the 4th of July, there will be several 100,000 spectators from New England, as well as the world, coming onto the Esplanade to get a first-hand view and be a part of a rich, great tradition. Hopefully, most people will utilize the MBTA to travel to and from this show. With that, I want to remind everyone that this is a family-oriented event, so please be courteous and respectful to one another, and be especially mindful of those with children, the elderly, and people with disabilities while riding on the MBTA. I also want to stress that the consumption of alcohol and or unruly behavior will not be tolerated while riding on the system. We will have an increased uniform police presence throughout the system to assist with the expected high volume of ridership. But in addition, we'll have plainclothes officers patrolling as well. Currently, there are no known threats, credible or otherwise, that would suggest that the MBTA is a target. However, we'll stay in contact with our fellow law enforcement partners throughout this event to stay on top of any intel that may arise. As always, we ask the public's assistance. If you see something, please say something. Transit Police can be contacted at 617-222-1212, or you can simply speak to any public safety official you see at the event to report anything suspicious. So, with the public's assistance and all of us all working together, what that does, it'll ensure that we could have a successful, safe, and enjoyable Independence Day. Now, regarding service on the 4th of July, fares will be free on all modes starting at 8:30 p.m. The subway will run on a Saturday schedule with increased service from 3 p.m. through the end of service. Buses will operate on a modified Sunday schedule with late night service. The commuter rail will run on a weekend schedule, and after 8:30 p.m., bikes will not be allowed on board trains. If more information is needed, please access our website at mbta.com. With that, I would like to introduce Boston EMS Chief James Hoover.
Thanks, Chief Green. Good morning. And we look forward every year to the 4th of July in Boston. We're especially proud to support this year's celebrations as we commemorate America's 250th anniversary. And while we're preparing for this historic weekend, of course, one of our biggest concerns now is the extreme heat that we've been experiencing and going to continue to experience for the next few days. If you're coming down here on the 4th, rest assured that we're going to have a large presence. We're going to have EMTs and paramedics who will be stationed throughout the Esplanade. They'll be on foot. They'll be in ambulances. We're going to have them on bicycles, on motorized carts. It's going to allow us to move more efficiently to the crowds and reach patients quickly. We'll also have EMTs on the water, in the river, with the state police as well, so we can even get out to the craft out there. Providing care on site whenever possible helps to reduce unnecessary ambulance transports, and it preserves EMS and hospital resources for those with more serious medical emergencies. So if you are coming down also, if you or someone around you should experience any sort of medical emergency, you don't feel well, you think somebody isn't looking well around you, you can call 911 from your cell phone, and but look around for some of the landmarks. There's no street signs right down here, but there'll be a lot of signage down here. There'll be all the medical tents are going to be clearly marked. The light standing sound towers all will have distinguishing things that can give your location and help us to find it. But alternatively and simply, just seek out any one of the hundreds and I do mean hundreds of public safety personnel who are down here, National Guard, law enforcement, fire, EMS. We'll all be wearing our bright yellow vests so that you can spot us easily even at night. And we can coordinate with that. And they will lead us in to help us find you. We're using some common radio frequencies back up on the command post so we can easily communicate information. The best advice that I can give you in advance to avoid EMS or a trip to the emergency room is to prepare. And you can start doing that now by really trying to ease into the next couple of days. Slow down, start getting hydrated now. Don't wait to start drinking water Saturday morning, right? And once you do get down there, continue to hydrate, as Dr. Goldstein was saying, and the state has provided a lot of resources down here to refill your water, which is great news as well. Also, come later in the day, prolong some of the, trying to prolong the periods, avoid prolonging the time that you're going to be in the hot sun or without shade. Come down, try to seek out the shade when you do get down here. And lastly, if you're not feeling good that day, never mind if you've got maybe some underlying condition that maybe this is the year to take it inside. If you're not feeling good that day because the days leading up there, it kind of sapped you down a bit, that's a message to yourself. You know yourself. It's nationally broadcast again, right? You have plenty of opportunities to watch it at home. If you want to watch it someplace cool and comfortable, take advantage of that if you're not feeling well. But other than that, I do encourage people to come down. It's a happy day. I know we all look kind of grim up here. That's not the case. We know it's going to be a great event. We're looking forward to supporting it. So for all the members of Boston EMS, the EMS providers on Cambridge side who are going to be likewise busy and engaged, happy birthday, America. Happy 4th of July. Happy, healthy 4th of July to all of us. Thank you.
Chief, quick question for you, only with your history here at EMS. Have you ever seen a delayed start like that opening the gates at 6 o'clock because of the heat? 4 o'clock.
Not specifically those times. I know they've delayed the opening for the Oval other times. Some of it's for security after the bombings or other threats. But I think it's good because that is the one place there is no shade. But people, otherwise you're camped out under a tree. But still, if it's 95 degrees, even in the shade, it's 95 degrees in the shade. So.
Secretary Clark, can you talk about the logistics, 4 o'clock, 7 o'clock start, earlier start, later entry? What would that look like for people? And usually people want to spend the whole day. What do you anticipate people doing before?
Well, I think our hope is that people will be coming down to this area a little bit later. As you've heard from Chief Hooley, this is an area that does not get any shade at all, so we're trying to minimize the time that people will be camped out, baking in the sun, because once you come in, you usually can't go back out. So with the delayed start, we're hoping that they spend less time. Obviously, getting that number of people in could be a challenge, but I think just a reminder to folks to remain calm, courteous, be patient. This is something new and we haven't done in the last few years. So, but it is made, from advice from all the experts in coordination with the team based on what the weather forecast is. So, bring your water and also bring your patience.
Does that mean the fireworks start at 9:30?
Yes, I think they said 9:15.
Fireworks start at 9:15, and if I could offer, I was told yesterday that there is precedent for having a later opening, and that it was 2022. I would have to fact check that because that predates my time with the Pops, but I think this is not the first time that we've had to make a decision like this, and the Pops fully support the decision that has been made among all the partners.
Jan, it will be a hard start, 7 o'clock.
Oh yeah, because of TV. We don't have any flexibility in the TV. It is planned down to the second, so it will start at 7 p.m. and the fireworks are at 9:15, and the show is over by 9:30. The drones will start roughly around 9 o'clock, and they'll be over the river. So both the fireworks and the drones will be flown over the river.
Others on topic? Colonel and Special Agent, we get you to the. Do we have a number, ballpark number that you're expecting? 1 million or several hundred thousand sort of people?
Number of visitors or number of our personnel?
Well, everybody, no, visitors in this area.
For the number of visitors, I'll turn that over to the event planners. I can speak for the security posture here. Obviously, I won't get into details of our security plans for obvious reasons, but generally speaking, the posture that the public has seen in years past will be similar to what they can expect to see here. And like you're seeing with the changes in times, law enforcement, all of our partners that are key decision makers are on site and here and ready to adapt if needed. And that's what you're seeing here. That's really the key to our plan. It is obviously a well thought out plan, but built into it is flexibility so that our security team can make appropriate decisions as events unfold.
Colonel, are you able to talk about the vigilance you've been able to keep up through the World Cup and then boom, now we're 4th of July, July 9th, we have the big playoff game?
Yeah, without question, this, as we've been planning for years, we understand that this moment is here. And by that I mean we have a confluence of multiple events which just present a multitude of security challenges for our team. But I can assure the public that our team and all of our partners here, we are prepared for it. And despite the long period of multiple activities and multiple events, our vigilance remains 100%, and we remain laser focused on our mission. Thank you.
Special Agent, in follow-up to what happened at the White House event Fight Night, was that a heightened sense of security awareness from the federal perspective of some odd reports that came out about arrests that were made? Does that change things the way that they adapt to an event like this?
No, not really. Great question. I think that kind of based on what the Colonel mentioned, the intelligence posture for us, whether it be the World Cup, whether it be the Boston Pops, we've been working on the World Cup for 2+ years. And so you look at the intelligence centers that have been set up, not only here stateside, but overseas as well. Those things just work really well as it relates to the UFC Fight Night. As far as getting intelligence to the partners, getting law enforcement engaged early to help really do what we do every day. That was very public, but the reality is we do those things every day in concert with our partners, and we'll continue to do that as we go forward.
Commissioner Goldstein, can you talk a little bit about, compared to snowstorms, a lot of times we cancel things because the snow's going to be too much. When does the heat turn into a potential situation where you have to keep people out of the public?
Well, I think this is a little bit different than a snowstorm. Here we want people to prepare. We want people to be ready for this heat. There's a lot that you can do to prepare yourself for potential heat-related illness. Staying hydrated is really important. People should be drinking water throughout the day. Bring water with them, continue to drink that water. And as I mentioned, water is the key, not drinking caffeine and alcoholic beverages, which can dehydrate people. The other thing that people can do is that they really need to find shade and find an area that's breezy. Right? If people can cool themselves down throughout the day, they can prepare themselves for the long amount of time that they're going to be out here. So it's different than snow, where we have issues with roads and road closures. This is really about what individual people can do to prepare themselves when they're going to be out here in the extreme heat.
Thanks, everybody. Do we have a final number? What's expected crowd-wise?
No, I would hand it over to the event planners.
We can try to sidebar on that. In the past, they've said like hundreds of thousands.
One last. Will there be a delayed open on the 4th as there is on the 3rd? Or is that to be determined?
There's no...
The gates, the delayed open is for July 4th.
Not for the 3rd?
There's no...
There's no practice day.
There's no practice.
There's no public access on the 3rd. So.
Thanks, everybody.
The EPH Commissioner's recommendation is close the water to the left.